Welcome to this mini lesson on the importance of critical reading in Homeland Security. Specifically, this lesson will provide insights on how to complete the SQ4R assignment each week in this course. Please review the template and SQ4R instructions along with this video to get a comprehensive understanding of the assignment. With that, let's take a look at critical reading. A quality enhancement plan is one of those 12 core requirements for reaffirmation of reaccreditation by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. SACS defines the QEP as a carefully designed course of action that addresses a well-defined and focused topic or issue related to enhancing student learning across the university. Now, our previous QEP at EKU was critical thinking, and you're still going to see core components of that QEP in many of the HLS courses. Our newest QEP is critical reading, and that is designed to develop critical readers who are guided by purposeful inquiry. As such, it reinforces the university's current emphasis on promoting metacognitive strategies to foster deeper learning. I feel very strongly about the importance of critical reading, but it's also a fundamental attribute of a successful Homeland Security practitioner. In short, Homeland practitioners must be able to locate, understand, and critically read and analyze information. This ability to read and analyze allows for the engagement of intelligent, meaningful, and critical knowledge exchanges. Further, the summary, contextualization, and interpretation of a writer's effective or ineffective delivery is integral to various responsibilities within the Homeland Security enterprise. In order to facilitate critical reading in this course and develop each of you into better readers, we're going to use a methodology entitled SQ4R. As I'll discuss in a moment, SQ4R has been around for decades. However, my version of SQ4R has been tweaked to better suit the needs of the course and the Homeland Security student. Before I get started discussing SQ4R in the course, let me tell you a little bit about the background. The SQ4R methodology is popularized in the mid-40s by Robinson in the book Effective Study. The primary purpose of the method is to define main ideas in the text in order to improve the reader's comprehension of the reading materials. Now, as you're going to see the first time you use it, this is a linear model. It's designed to work in a way that students learn best. As a side note, I started using SQ4R in my on-campus courses earlier this year. When you first start using it, it may feel a little bit overly disciplined or stringent at first. But if you apply it on a regular basis, you're going to find that it quickly becomes habit, and your ability to work through textbooks or any other book for that matter will dramatically improve. Before I get started explaining the 6 steps, please note that there's a Microsoft Word template that I've developed that accompanies this assignment. You should use the template each time you develop one of these assignments. The template also has instructions and prompts to assist you in your development activities. Now, not surprising, we're going to start with step 1, and that's entitled Survey. The goal of this step is to become familiar with the material before you actually read it, and to activate any prior knowledge you may have of the subject. You can do this by first reading the introductory paragraph, read all the titles and subtitles in the chapter, study pictures, charts, figures, and graphs, and read the summary or conclusion and any review question that may be at the end of the chapter. Next, you're going to put step 1 into action, and for purposes of this course, you're going to list 3 main concepts and ideas in the chapter that you're already familiar with. That'll be in part 1A. Then in part 1B, you're going to list 3 main concepts or ideas that you're unfamiliar with, but you predict you might learn by reading the chapter. It's that easy on step 1. We now move to step 2, which is to question. This step is necessary to make the reading process a critical thinking exercise and to focus your attention on what information you need to get from the reading. Reading with a purpose to answer questions increases concentration, comprehension, retention, and interest in the subject matter. In order to put this step into action, you'll take 5 subheadings from the chapter that has been assigned for the SQ4R, and then you're going to turn them into complex questions. Be sure to use a variety of those question verbs that you learned in elementary school, like who, what, when, where, how, and why. So for example, under S1, you could put the subheading cascading effects. Under Q1, you could question what are cascading effects and how do they impact critical infrastructure? Well, you knew the inevitable would come, right? And you're going to have to actually read the chapter at some point. Well, now is that time. Readers are encouraged to read one major subsection at a time and use the following strategies. Record as you read, underline, highlight, take note of fundamental and powerful concepts in the margins that you're going to record later in step 4. Don't just passively slide your eyes over the text, actively engage in the text in an attempt to find the answer to your question. Be cautious to not end up skimming the text for your answer and miss other important information. Do not read to memorize, and reread sections if you need to. Be an active reader. Well, you remember those questions that you developed back in step 2? You didn't think we're going to let those go unanswered, did you? For this next step, go ahead and paste those questions from step 2 into the appropriate blanks in step 3. After you read a section, answer the questions you identified in step 2 in your own words with a minimum of 1, maximum of 2 complete sentences. Step 4 of SQ4R is based on the premise that by incorporating the motor activity of writing information down, readers will have review notes and will be better able to establish the information into long-term memory. The action for step 4 will include reviewing the notes you took in step 3 and identifying 8 to 10 fundamental and powerful concepts in this step. By this time, you'll likely have reviewed one of my video lectures for the course, so you know that each week I identify several fundamental and powerful concepts. Dr. Noshid stated that FPCs are used to explain or think a large body of questions, problems, information, and situations. In order to complete this step, after you identify the concepts for each chapter, you're going to write down an explanation or definition for each of the concepts in your own words. Now, as we move to step 5, it's an attempt to activate long-term memory, which is greatly aided by hearing and verbalizing the material. For example, if you can explain and summarize the manuscript or the information for others, you're one step closer to material mastery. To put this step into action, review your notes, your questions and answers, the fundamental concepts that you developed, and develop a one-paragraph overview of the chapter. Remember, paragraphs are a minimum of 5 complete sentences. Additionally, the paragraph should not be pulled from the chapter. It should be written in your own words. Now we get to the last step, and it's one that I believe wholeheartedly with and incorporate into each of my courses. The act of relating or reflecting is a metacognitive activity to make you a more self-aware learner. It's been proven to enhance long-term memory storage for successful retrieval at a later date. In order to put this last step into action, review your notes, questions and answers, and fundamental concepts, and the one-paragraph overview you just developed in step 5. Now develop another paragraph for this step that relates the chapter to either the subject of the course or the Homeland Security mission of safeguarding life and property. Remember, paragraphs are a minimum of 5 complete sentences, and additionally, the paragraph should not be pulled from the chapter. It should be written in your own words. And just like that, you've completed the SQ4R process. Remember, this process will get easier and easier each time you use it. If you put effort into the assignment, I promise you it'll eventually make you into a better reader. If you have any questions or concerns about the assignment, you can always contact me or your course facilitator. Good luck with the assignment.